Good morning, everybody. 7:30 in the morning, 14th of October, and I am heading to Hastings for the annual battle reenactment. Come along, this should be quite a lot of fun. So I'm on my train. Last time I did this journey in 2017, I went from Dover to Ashford International, then Ashford down to Battle. It took about an hour and a half. Things have changed. I've now got an hour's journey to Tunbridge, and then I have a 20-minute wait and another 40 to 50-minute journey down to Battle. Thus having to go up to London or on the way to London and then come back down is rather annoying. It's a shame we don't have a coastal line anymore. Just go all the way down the coast from one side to the other. It'd be a lot easier. There's obviously all sorts of reasons, road works and other things that are in the way. Oh well, 2 hours there, 2 hours back. Let the fun begin. It's a beautiful morning. Cold though. I feel it in my fingers. Winter is most definitely on the way. I'll give it another 2 weeks, it's going to get bloody cold. I can feel it. Mind you, might be wrong. Might go summery again. Would be nice. Nose is running, head sore. Sinuses are acting up. Typical. Don't play on the railway lines, kids. It will kill you. Couple more minutes. On to the next train. And here we go. Train number 2. Goodbye, people on the platform. See you later. And there we are. I've arrived in Battle. About a 10-minute walk now up to the Abbey. Shall be open in 1 minute, in fact. So I'll be there just in time, just as the doors open, and get something to eat because I'm absolutely starving. I didn't bother having breakfast this morning. Right. Quick walk. And to the battle we shall go. So that's nice. There we go. Battle of Hastings. My little guide for the day. As you can see, quite a lot. There's the school, the Abbey. That's where the battle will be held at 3 o'clock. There's all sorts of food shops. There's there's an interval. There's the kids' cavalry training. Have a go at swordsmanship. I won't be doing any of these things, obviously. I'll just be walking around, stuffing my face with all the food I can get hold of, drinking all the ale, and harassing people. Because normally, Saxons are there, Normans are there. Go around and harass their camps. That should be fun. First things first, the Battle of Hastings, 14th October 1066, is one of the great battles of all time. It's not the largest of battles, nor was it one of the bloodiest, but it is nonetheless one of the greatest, as the battle changed the nature of England, Britain, and later the world, because the victory of the Normans here changed the language, culture, and outlook of England, which itself led to Anglo-Norman influences in Wales, Scotland, and Ireland increasing over the coming centuries. For example, Scotland's greatest heroes, William Wallace and Robert the Bruce, were of Norman stock. Without the Norman conquest, England, Great Britain, the British Empire, USA, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and so many other countries would not exist, or would not exist in their current form. That day in 1066 changed the world. That's what makes this one of the greatest battles of all time. The battle itself took place 7 miles north of the town of Hastings at the town of Battle, named and built after the battle. The town now sports an abbey built after the victory in 1066. Battle Abbey, as it is called, is run by English Heritage, and the site contains shops, walks, cafes, and the town itself sports dozens of interesting historical sites. Battle Abbey is also home to the Battle Abbey School, which is a private boarding school. And naturally, Battle Abbey hosts the Battle of Hastings Re-enactment, the largest of which took place in 2006, with over 3,000 reenactors and 30,000 plus attendees. Today's event, 14th of the 10th, 2023, had around 500 plus reenactors. Small, but still a lot of fun. So I'm just sitting on the field. We have this pale ale for breakfast. Oh, that's nice. And I've got the beef Yorkshire. Hello, spider. You're not for feeding. Come on, mate. Off you go. Go on. I have the beef and Yorkshire pudding on a bun with a little side salad. That's not what I was expecting. It's a bit different. Right, let me see how these taste. Move the gimbal first. That would help you more. Right, let's see. It's a bit fiddly, this business. Good horseradish. Roast beef Yorkshire pudding. Yummy. And pale ale. Breakfast of champions. Right then. We've got about 4 hours before the main event. I'll wander around and harass people. After more food. I'm still having my breakfast, but yeah, nice view. Foodie goodness. Go down there later and visit the Normans.
So that is how we should technically refer to it. So hawking is what our Saxon kings knew and practiced, and that involved not flying an aerial predator like a hawk, but working with a more ground-based predator known as the hawk.
You see a lot of these chaps all over this place. He's missing his hands. He's not had a good day, has he? There's a lot of these carved fellows all over the place. This is obviously a Norman. It's got the kite shield. It's got the halberd and the full mail. Skull cap. Very Norman. Decent riding boots. Unlike the Saxons, who were essentially a glorified militia with a few actual proper soldiers to hold the line. Yeah, there's an archer down there you possibly saw. Very popular, people take photos with him. There he is. And people taking photos with him. Right, onwards to the Norman camp. Before we get to the battle reenactment, let's have a little look at the history of this 1066 time period. On the 5th of January 1066, Edward the Confessor, King of England, died. His throne fell into the lap of Harold Godwinson, a powerful English noble. Harold Godwinson's reign was short and interesting to say the least. Firstly, the north of England was invaded by Harald Hardrada, King of Norway. He had a claim to the English throne and decided to take it by force. This Viking invasion is typically seen as the end of the Viking Age. Harold Godwinson and his Saxon army marched north, met and defeated the invaders at the Battle of Stamford Bridge. Harald Hardrada himself was killed at the battle on the 25th of September 1066. Harold Godwinson's victory was short-lived, however, because the Normans, under Duke William of Normandy, had invaded the south of England. Smells like Normans, looks like Normans. Must be reenactors. They lack spirit, these Normans. My money's on the Saxons. They haven't won in nearly 1,000 years, but I have hope. Maybe today's the day they chop William the bastard's head off. And Harold won't get hit in the eye with an arrow. Time will tell.
Just be careful, there's the last little bit of slippery stuff here, but then you should be alright.
Thank you.
Okay, in the main arena at the moment we have the 30.
I've walked around a bit. Obviously, I need to eat something and drink something. It takes a lot of effort and a lot of work to keep my beer gut in its fighting condition. Got to be ready for those all-you-can-eat pizza buffets and all those cakes that need munching. So I've got this chocolate porter. Oh, bitter, chocolatey, lovely. Oh yeah. That's a change from the ale. And I've got a Saxon cake and a Norman cake. Now the Saxon cake is a type of flapjack. Now if you're American or know American flapjacks, that does not look like a flapjack. English flapjacks are essentially like an oat cake, full of fruit and things. All the honey in that. Quite dry. Nice, but dry. Oh, that chocolate porter. The other thing I have is this Norman cake. Like a doorstop. This is a type of date cake, they tell me. Very different. Lighter. A lot moister. Moister. A lot of date in that. Don't think I'm going to make it to the battle. I'm just going to pass out in a food coma in the next hour or two. There's about 5 different types of alcohol I still have to try. And they're doing wood-fired pizzas as well. That should be good. Yum, yum, yum. 1:30. That's a lot of people. About an hour to go before the battle itself. I'm going to get into position and get a nice seat, otherwise I'll never be able to sit down. You can hear the Normans cheering in the distance. Yeah, the Normans are behind those trees. Bloody Normans. Lovely that hour, isn't it? Absolutely beautiful. Spitfire.
the doggy.
Look, it's me, and what am I doing? Eating again, obviously. Come on. One Hop Wonder Ale, very nice. Light and fruity. And balance. Venison burger with cheese and some applesauce. No green this time. I'll set up a new YouTube channel, I think it'll be just stuffing me fat face. Yummy. A lot richer than the wild boar, obviously. Nice stuff. Hour to go for the battle. There's a lot happening around here. We're not going to see most of it. The queues for the battle are growing, people are already settling in, so probably going to spend the next 40 minutes just sitting down there, waiting for the battle to start. Might do some extra filming when it's finished. That's a lot of people. English summer, obviously, it's raining.
Vivat Rex! Vivat Rex! Vivat Rex! Vivat Rex! Vivat Harold! Rex and Glory! Vivat Harold! Rex and Glory!
With news of the Norman invasion, Harold Godwinson marched his army 185 miles, that's roughly 297 kilometers south, in just 4 days. As he went, he put out a call for Saxon militias to assemble and march to Hastings. In contrast, the Normans threw their full force into the south of England, looting and raiding, as was their wont, until the Saxons arrived in force. The numbers for the Battle of Hastings are somewhat unknown, but it is believed that each side fielded roughly 8,000 men or so. The Normans had archers, cavalry, and professional infantry. The Saxons, in contrast, had few ranged soldiers, a small corps of professional soldiers, called hussars, and a large number of militiamen known as the Third. These militiamen would increase in number over the coming days. William of Normandy knew that if he bided his time, the Saxons would eventually outnumber his forces and could defeat him. With this in mind, on the 14th of October 1066, the Norman army began the difficult task of advancing uphill and defeating the strong Saxon shield wall. Think of the shield wall as a combination of 300 and the TV series Vikings, all put together at the end of the Dark Ages. The Normans made numerous infantry and cavalry assaults against the Saxon shield wall, but failed to breach the wall for several hours. However, throughout the battle, King Harold's brothers, Leofwin and Gurth, were killed, weakening the control of the wall. Eventually, the Normans were able to probe, prod, and lure away small numbers of Saxons, only to turn on them and wipe them out piecemeal. However, this tit-for-tat approach would not win William the battle, and as the battle drew on, fear of Saxon reinforcements arriving was a real concern for him. Luckily for him, and unluckily for Harold, and according to the Bear Tapestry, Harold was hit in the eye by an arrow, and soon afterwards cut down by Norman knights. With their king dead, his brothers dead, and all leadership gone, the Saxons were unable to hold the wall and stop the Normans, who were able to cut their way through the defenders and thus claim victory. William was crowned on Christmas Day 1066, and with that, Saxon England was gone, and the path to modern England was begun. Hit in the eye with an arrow. Well placed arrow, I do like it. Sun's back out. Some of the reenactors really go at it, it's fantastic. For nearly 1,000 years and they've always lost. Maybe one day. Hope I'm alive in 2066 to see the 1,000-year reenactment. Pint, mate. I don't seem to have survived. They look a little dead. It's like that. The war is over. Saxons are dead. The Normans have claimed victory again. One of these days I'll stop putting money on the Saxons. Doesn't matter though. Doesn't matter, look at that. I'm going to start waddling back to the train station now. Oh, I like to beat the mad rush when this pace closes. Early train home. If you're ever in England, if you want to do this sort of thing, then definitely Battle of Hastings. It's well worth it. It's a good day out. The food was great. The reenactment's good fun. I wouldn't mind doing it myself one day. I'll be one of the horses with this gut of mine. Play a greasy piggy. Until then, ta-ta and farewell.